Hello and a very good evening everyone. I'm Aditi Lamba with the Wednesday night edition of South Asian News on Vision of Asia. Bringing you much activity from the diaspora. This week again we see a variety of events celebrate our community's voice and identity, many empowering segments happening throughout the nation as we now prepare for festivities towards the end of this month. And just following up on our appeal from the last night's episode, we again would like to remind all our eligible voters to register to vote and exercise their right in the upcoming November midterm US elections. We will be following up very closely with these elections across various states, so do stay tuned onto ITV Gold. On that note, let's begin the episode for tonight, taking a look at the headlines. Jaipur Literature Festival 2018 featuring Shashi Tharoor and Indian Ambassador to the US Navtej Sarna at the Asia Society in New York City. Highlights from Woodbridge Ganesh Utsav 2018 featuring Isha Gupta and Bappa Lahiri. Association of Indians in America hosts annual benefit gala for the upcoming 31st Deepavali festival in New York. More on the other side of the break. Stay with us in Vision of Asia, voice of the community. We'll be right back. And welcome again, I'm Aditi Lamba and you're watching Vision of Asia. In New York City, the US Jaipur Literature Festival 2018 was presented at the Asia Society. The US segment of the larger Literature Festival of Rajasthan, the event brought together many eminent personalities into New York City to discuss relevant social, political and cultural matters with respect to India and Indian Americans. From panel sessions and speech addresses, the event talked on Indo-US ties, Indian politics, literature, Indo-Pak relations, religion and much more. With the highlight of the event was member of Indian Parliament, Indian politician and author Shashi Tharoor, who reflected upon strongly on Hinduism, cricket and the Indian central government. Also attending the event in full support were New York Indian Consul General Sandeep Chakravarti, Indian Ambassador to the US Mr. Navtej Sarna, musician Zilla Khan and ITV Gold Parekh Worldwide Media's chairman Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parekh. Let's take a look at some highlights.
Experience after having been in Jaipur in January to also connect here with my writers in New York City and get a chance to talk about the place that we love so much.
During the Ottoman Empire and then afterwards. So it's not just, I think when we talk about cosmopolitanism, to me it's also symbolized by the fact that you can ride a subway train in New York and you can see a woman in a fur coat sharing space with someone who's visibly a devout Muslim, somebody who's visibly a devout hedonist, somebody who's visibly a devout, goth person. I mean, you can kind of see that all there, and there is a kind of ability to exist side by side. But obviously, that kind of cosmopolitanism, if it is born out of empire, whether it's one that is as violent and visible as the British Empire, or one that was, the Ottoman Empire is a different sort of beast, or one that is, born out of American superpowerism. These are the dynamics that we have to understand them and not romanticize them, in fact, to understand how precarious they all also can be, and that we shouldn't take them for granted.
Yeah, the thing I love about JLF is really that it's more than a literature festival. It's a festival of ideas, it's a festival of thoughts, and I get to meet new people and hear new ideas and learn about new books that are out. It's the most fascinating part of my year.
Alia mentioned that there's the cosmopolitanism of the elites, and then there's another kind of cosmopolitanism, and Queens seems to be a great example of that inherent sort of, let's say, popular cosmopolitanism, for lack of a better phrase. But that is obviously now in many ways under threat from the forces of, to use the G word, gentrification. And is that something you perceive? Is that I mean, what is that dynamic like in this landscape?
It's so complex, and it's so true, though. It is, again, economic power and kind of the power of, dominance is very real, and it can be seen in concrete ways. Literally, people can buy land and own spaces, and other people have to be pushed further and further out. But I think it's also funny, again, just how class comes to play with it, how an older white New Yorker will see a newer white white resident and be scared. So I was on the street and some interaction happened, and this guy turned to me in a very thick, Queens accent, and he was like, "Those look like Manhattan New Yorkers." And I was like, "Yeah, they do." And it's a subtle thing, but it's a concrete reality. When you live in a place for so long, when you kind of are a resident of Queens, are a resident of this place, you recognize each other, and so there's a recognition that comes. And when outsiders come in, there's a level of anxiety that does grow. And many people in my neighborhood are speaking about gentrification, about rising rents, and about rising house values that they know that they can only hold on for so long. Economic reality is real. So it's something that I haven't seen in our neighborhood as you have in Brooklyn, neighborhoods in Brooklyn, people fighting or lots of contentious things going on. But there is a pronounced anxiety and this sense that people are noticing who are the newcomers, how are they different than us, and not in the ways that you would think.
And I think it showed how much sense of prestige and so forth is connected to this idea of writing, where I think India is a fascinating cultural sphere that shows how very long oral traditions determine this culture. The same with print. Print came very, very late to India, brought via Europe by the Portuguese.
So I was inspired to write the book because I've always believed in the power of storytelling. I think that we are storytelling animals. We make sense of the world and of ourselves and others by telling stories about them. And I've always felt that to get to know another culture, you have to learn about its foundational texts and storytelling traditions.
So both writing and these later print technologies come to India later, but you could almost say that perhaps because of that, there's this unbelievable epic storytelling tradition in India.
There was one story that no one had really told, and that was the history of storytelling itself. So this is what I wanted to tell. So there are stories from all different parts of the world, including ancient civilizations in Mesopotamia, China, South Asia, Africa, and the Americas, and of course also Europe, from the ancient world to the present. So it's really a big sweep. It's a bird's eye view of literature that though zooms in to particular moments and episodes where new modes of storytelling developed.
This is my first JLF appearance, and really love it so far.
There have been some wonderful speakers. One gentleman, Mr. Deepavali, wrote about the Kohinoor diamond, and which was exciting because I have a jewel in my book that's a theme of the story, how the jewel follows the children all through the story and help resolve the issues. I'm looking forward to someday being at the Jaipur Literary Festival for Children. I understand there's one every year, and hopefully when my book is out in the hands of all the Indian children, I'd love to be there and read with them.
Let's now take a look at the Indian American community in New Jersey, which was enthralled by the recently successful Woodbridge's Ganesh Utsav of 2018. Featuring a 14-foot statue of Hindu deity Ganesh, the event amalgamated traditions of the popular festival of Ganesh Chaturthi with entertainment showcase, Bollywood celebrities, and a numerous amount of vendors, bringing together a joyful Indian festival in the Woodbridge area. This year, the Ganesh Utsav saw hundreds come out and participate in the celebrations held with much fervor and excitement. A definite highlight of the event featured Bollywood actress Isha Gupta, Indian playback legend Bappi Lahiri, and Indian singer Bappa Lahiri, who performed popular pieces while interacting with a great number of Indian Americans present at the event. Let's take a look at some more highlights from the Ganesh Utsav of 2018 along with our exclusive conversations with the celebrities. Hello everyone, you are watching ITV Gold and I'm your host Aditi Lamba. Today we are here in New Jersey celebrating Ganesh Festival at the Ganesh Utsav 2018 over here where we are here in Woodbridge, New Jersey, an event that's really brought together the community of New Jersey, the Hindus and the Indians of New Jersey together to really celebrate what it truly means to have these religions. Behind us, we see one of the grandest murtis of Ganesha this season in New Jersey. You know, this is one of the most celebrated and a traditional ritual which happens every year in the city of New Jersey, where a Ganesh is set up on the occasion of Ganesh Chaturthi, a huge event which brings together many areas of India celebrating Lord Ganesha and much more. Behind us, as you see, many are passing through us while after they've done their darshans to the murti. So as you see behind us, this murti has gathered together today devotees of the religion as well as all the Hindus and the supporters from the community of New Jersey to really come together and celebrate what it means to be Ganesha. So stay with us on ITV Go as we bring you a lot more on this festival, Ganesh Utsav of 2018.
वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा ॐ गणेशाय नमः गणेशाय नमः गणेशाय नमः जय दिल जो मिलेंगे तकदीर बनेगी जिंदगी की नई तस्वीर बनेगी प्यार में ये दिल बेकरार कर लिए ओ यार बिना चैन कहाँ यार बिना चैन कहाँ सोना नहीं चांदी नहीं यार को मिला अरे प्यार कर ले अरे प्यार कर ले होने वाली एंट्री यार दिल में बाजी घंटी यार होने वाली एंट्री यार दिल में बाजी घंटी यार हर तारा तारी करना अब नहीं सुधरना टूटने लगा गया रे चाल रोना करना ना मरम्मत हो ना कोई वारंटी यार तू हमें फैंटेसी तू हमें फैंटेसी
How is it feeling? It's a huge event you're gracing the Ganesh Utsav. It's one of the biggest events that happen in all of New Jersey. You know, representing the Indian cinema industry and the young Indian woman that you are. How is it feeling for you?
I think I always say that I'm an Indian first before being an actor or anything because my dad was in the Indian Air Force. So that makes me an Indian. I was in the Indian national team of volleyball, again an Indian, Miss India, and now Bollywood actor in, representing Bollywood over here in Woodbridge and with the whole community and my extended family. So I think above who I am, whether it's an actor, whether it's a woman, above anything, I just feel I'm an Indian first.
Like, how much do you think you had to give up to get everything that you worked so hard for?
I think everyone has to give up a lot if you're passionate about something. This is something I'm really passionate about, whether it comes to dance, it comes to singing, acting, anything, taking care of my body, my skin. And it's a lot of hard work because people don't realize that as actors, we have to be internally good, which means healthy, externally our body needs to be fine and working. We need to know how to dance, we have to look good, we have to speak well, we have to have a brain. So it takes a lot of hard work. But I won't say I gave up anything, because see what I've got in return. Like all those people waiting outside, I think when you know that the fruit is so well, I mean, it's never something that I'll say that I gave up, but it's a lot that I've done to be here. And I think I'll give a lot of credit to my parents for that, because I really feel when you start with the humble beginnings, you always stay humble.
Isha, many look at you as that inspiration of, someone who has really made it into the industry. A lot of young girls follow you. You have like over 2 million followers on Instagram. What kind of responsibility do you think lies on you to motivate these girls? And especially when you interact with the Indian American girls here, how important is that for you and the responsibility that comes with it?
I'll just say, you know what, guys, finish your education first. I have a law degree. I'm not saying go ahead and do law. I'll just say have an education, have a brain of your own, and more importantly, girls, I promise you, listen to your parents. I've had great parents. I've been blessed with, God really gifted me with the most beautiful parents that I could ever have. Any person could have ever asked. But I'm just saying, always listen to your parents, because they know what's right. And just be real to yourself, because eventually you'll get bored of being fake, and then you won't know what to do, and then you'll get depressed. And this industry especially is really hectic. Because there's a lot going on, and it's very hectic. It's very hard because meeting new people every time, interviews, all of that. So I'm just saying, be honest and be true to yourself, and nothing can stop you from being successful, whether it's being an actor or anything else.
What would you like to say to all the viewers, and a message out to aspirants, people that are really passionate about this field and might be held back from their parents or families or other pressures, especially here? What's the message for those people?
I won't say, I mean, I'll be a wrong person to say that if you're held back by your parents, to go against your parents, because like I said, I've been really blessed with the kind of parents that I have, that they have supported me. My dad always told me just one thing: you want to be a lawyer, so I wanted to be a lawyer or a pilot. My dad was in the Air Force, so pilot was the first thing. Or then actor. My parents just told me one thing: do whatever you want, but always remember, next morning when you wake up, or 10 years down the line, when you see yourself in the mirror, you shouldn't be ashamed of what you did. You should be proud of what you did, and you should be happy that yes, such I've achieved. Like, if you ask me right now, are there any regrets? No regrets. So I'll just say, pick and choose the right thing. Are you 100% sure? Whether it's even if you're going against your parents' wills, because you know that is your passion, you want to be an actor and they are not okay, I'm saying go ahead and do it, but give your 100%, because tomorrow you don't want to let go of your parents as well, and then be like, oh my God, I'm not giving it 100%. I give my top priority is my work, and my parents, nothing else matters. And literally nothing else matters. So I think you just need to find that balance and really be passionate about whatever you do.
Time for another short break. Stay with us on Vision of Asia. We'll be right back. And welcome back. You are tuned into Vision of Asia, bringing you prime South Asian highlights from all across. The Association of Indians in America, also known as AIA, is all set for the upcoming grand event, the 31st Annual Deepavali Festival 2018, to be held on October 7th at the South Street Seaport in New York. ITV Gold is proud to be a media partner for the upcoming Deepavali Festival, which aims to bring over 50,000 people to celebrate Indian Festival of Lights Deepavali with Indian celebrities, performers, live fireworks, vendor booths, and a lot more. The association takes pride in hosting this event with an intention to empower Indians nationwide as they celebrate this culture this Diwali. Recently, the New York chapter of AIA held its annual benefit gala promoting the upcoming event. The benefit gala commemorated efforts and works of the AIA team while applauding the contributions of many important individuals. The event also saw community leaders, state officials, and many others come out to support the upcoming 31st Annual Deepavali Festival. Let's take a look.
the award and really grateful to have the honor. This means a lot, essentially because your own community is the last to honor you, and it really means a lot. I'm grateful to my family, I'm grateful to my friends, quite a few of them are here, so thank you very much for your support, your patience. And Mr. Mujal, I will be available for any kind of assistance to the AIA that you may require. So thank you very much.
And I'm really humbled by AIA Executive Council to consider me for this award. And then it was Bansir Shah who walked along the way to make me a successful entrepreneur. Apart from that, my UCI team had been with me for almost 20 years, and this award truly belongs to them.
The Association of Indians in America is such an organization, and the members of the association work diligently on behalf of causes and ideals which uphold the principles of human decency and brotherhood, and through the years you have demonstrated a selfless commitment to the community that warrants attention and gratitude. And whereas the County of Suffolk is proud of Nassau as well, is proud to extend this commendation to the association as you are recognized for your invaluable service to the residents of Long Island. Congratulations.
Talk to me about your thoughts and feelings.
Oh, it's been great actually. We had 5 wonderful honorees, and they were all accomplished, and we are proud to have them, proud to honor them, because they're really one of a kind and they're really accomplished. And also because it was a fundraising, there were a lot of other patrons, benefactors and supporters and hosts. So it was a wonderful event, and it was very successful.
This couple being recognized here at AIA not only shares their story for the community, it also inspires. And I want to move towards the secret.
I guess the secret really is that we really think our patients are our family. And if you think it that way, then you really, the care that you provide to your patients, it comes out from your heart. And you want to advise the right thing to your patient. You want to give them quality care. You want to give them time that they deserve and not be treated like a number. You want to be able to answer all their questions, their families' questions, because after all, they're coming to you with the problem. So I think our secret really is that we truly care about our patients. Patients is not a number. You want to do everything that you possibly can.
So then you have to do things in the within the limitation of the system, and indeed there are a few things which are humanly possible, etc. But talk to me a little bit, Nileshji, about your vision. And not only vision is related to what you know about the possibilities, but it is also related to the kind of courage and, if I use the term, stamina that you have in terms of its scope.
So, Ashokji, when you really think about taking care of your patients, as Preeti mentioned, you don't want to be restricted by what people tell you what it is. You want to be innovative and use technology, use a lot of resources, and be 100% committed. You don't want hospitals or insurance companies or other people to dictate what you do. You want to do what's best. So if someone comes to me for a problem, it's not about what I can offer, it's about what's best for them. And that is why you'll see such a difference in our practice compared to any other practice we have around. So if you were to come to me, and we actually are specialists in endoscopy and colonoscopy. If I could fix your problem with one pill and send you home, that is the happiest thing I would do. And I joke with my patients, I love you a lot, but I don't want to see you again. And in a nice way, that's what we truly do. I say, I love you so much that I don't want you to come to this office again.
And Bharat Patelji is one of the honoree here today at AIA. In your address also, there were some inspiring tidbits. Talk to me about being thoughtful in business or being emotional in business. Both go hand in hand.
I think business has got two aspects. One is money, which success makes the money, failure loses the money. There's another element, it's called a human element. Every business has got a human element associated with it. When you're successful, everybody is going to be with you and around you. In your failure, people are going to leave, and that's a snowball effect, means, you literally die. So if you teach the people around you to be with you in success or failure or in between, then you can always come out of the cycle and make it happen. So that's the reason I said, when I said about always address your failure like I did something wrong, and always address your success like we did something good all together, that's the key.
I want you to share the secret, how you managed to mingle and embrace community members at so many different events. Yesterday you were at Asia Society.
Well, I mean, I love the community, and I always believe that one has to be give back to the community, and that's what I'm doing it. I'm doing it with my time, my resources, financial resources, and with my media. The whole idea is to give back to the community, and I'm really enjoying it. It's for me, it's a adrenaline. I mean, it makes me very happy to see community grow and happy. You won't believe that I'm associated with the AIA since 1993. That is 30 years ago. And the first time they started Elephant Ride, and I was one of the I was the sponsor of the ride for children. So I believe in this thing, and I truly enjoy this thing, and I urge everyone else to be part of the community and support the community.
So today there were some wonderful honorees. Some of the speeches were quite inspiring. Any impressions that you would carry from here?
Yeah, I mean, I see that what I was 40 years ago and what I was trying to achieve, I achieved 30, 40 years ago. I see in this young generation here, and and I'm very happy to see that our second generation is working hard, and they are excelling, and they are doing well.
And this wraps up our segment of South Asian happenings for tonight. Send us your events or any suggestions to get your voices and organizations on our show. Do write to us on events@itvgold.com or follow us on our Facebook handle @itvgold. You can also now subscribe to our YouTube channel for free access to many of our popular shows. Thank you for tuning in tonight. This is Vision of Asia, and I am Aditi Lamba. Take care and be well.